Well, there's the Cherokee on the ground. Current situation. I got 31-inch tires in the back, 29-inch tires in the front. Those are the only tires I have that currently hold air. If you can tell, it's turned around. I drove it this weekend just to see if it ran, and it did. It didn't do terrible. We made it down the road, quarter of a mile, turned around, came back. It faltered a little bit. Uh, I need to work on the timing a little bit. I think I'm a tooth off. That's why I can't get my timing set right. I also need to seriously work on some vacuum lines and leaks. But I brought it back in, and I decided I was going to get the lights working. I have got a dead short somewhere in the dash on my running lights. I have brake lights, I have turn signals, and I have headlights, low and high beams. But when it comes to my clearance lights, my daytime or my running lights, it pops that fuse as soon as you turn the switch. So you saw the dash, you see what I've got to work with. Proud to say I was pretty impressed with how it ran. I got up into second gear. I didn't go fast enough to get into third gear to see if overdrive would kick in or not, but it ran. It backed up, it pulled forward. Did find something out on it. There is a sticker in the windshield for the oil change from September of 2004. So that tells me it's been at least 16 years since this thing's been on the road. Or at the most, however you want to figure that one out. But anyway, the good news, it ran. And I'm excited about that. That gives me the energy to keep going, and I know it's worth it now. I know that I have something there to build off of. I've got several little issues. Like when I was working on the lights, the back for the hitch was butchered. And I mean, they had Scotch locks and twist locks all over that thing. Luckily, on the Grand Wagoneer, it wasn't quite so bad. So it still had a few Scotch locks and stuff on it, but I pulled it over here and I soldered the wires together, used heat shrink on them, and my thought is that it should, try to do this, it should last me as long as I want to do it, if I have done it right. I found, a few little issues here and there with the lights. The, sockets were rusted up, had dirt filled in them. Water, I'm sure, was in the front because just the way the plugs looked. But the good note is it ran. I am so happy about that. I'm so excited about that. It felt tight. I mean, it when it did shift, it shifted good. It wasn't sloppy. It wasn't banging. Steering wise, no looseness. I mean, the old Wagoneer, that thing turned like a dream, and this thing does too. It's smooth, easy steering on it. I'm impressed with that. Can't tell you much about the ride. The wagon rode like a dream. I mean, that big heavy thing on those springs, it floated across the road. It reminds you of the old land yachts, the way it rode. And the little bit that I drove, it rode smooth. But I can't tell you a whole lot because like I said, I was more worried about the running of it than the feel of it. But that's my next edition of what I'm going to call the War Chief. I have got a set of plans of what I want to do to it. I want to put lockers in both the front and the rear. I'm going to juice up the 360. I'm going to end up putting fuel injection on it because I got vapor locks sitting in my driveway. These 98-degree days down here in Texas, they boil that gas pretty quick apparently. But yeah, I don't know that I'll do a lift. I think I may do 2.5 inch lift, put 32, 33 inch tires on it. They say 32s are the best you can do on a wide track, but I may try to squeeze 33. I don't plan on rock crawling or anything like that. It's just going to be a nice little highway trail rig. I want to go up to Ouray and those areas and do a few little trails. I'm not going to do anything hard and difficult. It's mostly just my toy, and that's what I like. I just want a toy. Uh, it'll get finished. Now that it runs, I know it drives. It'll get finished. Uh, Thank you.